If you were born on the 26th, or if you have a 26th life path, your energy is associated with responsible authority. And this is because number 26 is an 8. And all 8s, no matter if you're a 17-8, a 35-8, a 44-8, or a pure 8, all 8s have an insatiable desire for power. But because you're a 26-8, the only way that you're going to get the level of status, power, recognition, influence, and authority that you want in life is through the energies of the 2 and the 6. And 2 is the number of emotions, intuition. It's also the number of the mind. But 6 is the number of heartfelt service. And so 26, this is an 8 that tends to stand out from the other 8s. Because 26 come across as humanitarians. And this is because they contain the energies of 2 and 6. 2 and 6 are extremely feminine energies. But really a 26 is an 8. And so this 8 can only get what they want out of life by using their emotions, channeling their emotions, the number 2, into service, the number 6. And so 26s have to channel their emotions in order to serve others. And the greater their service, the more power they will have. And so 26s tend to have very humanitarian type of careers. They tend to have a career that makes the world a better place, or a career that greatly serves others. 26s tend to be those pillars in their family that everyone is depending upon. I'm a 26 myself. I'm the oldest brother. All my younger siblings look up to me. And so 26s, you can find yourself attracting older partners. Every girl I've ever talked to is older than me. You can find yourself resonating more with the older people in your family. You know, I spent a majority of my time with my grandfather when I was younger. I was always over his house. That's why I seem older than what I really act like. Even at the places that I worked at, people were like 10 to 15 years older than me. I was always the young person. That just comes with just being an 8. It's not just 26. This is all 8s. But yeah, all those things are going to be part of your life as a 26. But this is the most important thing as a number 26. You will only have the life that you want to have when you channel your emotions to serve others. That's the most important thing that you need to know as a number 26. But now let's get into the 8 part, because 8 is going to be the overall vibration of that number. And the number 8 is ruled by Saturn, which is the planet of restriction, which is going to cause you to always feel weak, or like you're never good enough, or like you're not doing enough. And this is why you have an insatiable desire for power, because the feeling of power, it allows you to not feel weak. And so the planet Saturn, what it does, it attracts situations in your life that force you to realize that the current version of yourself is not going to cut it. And so you're going to have to use maximum effort to overcome all the weaknesses that are limiting you and preventing you from getting to the next level, because Saturn is the planet of limitations. And so you're going to get put in situations where all your weaknesses hold you back. And this is why the number 8 is the exact opposite of the 1, because number 1 is ruled by the sun. 1s and Leos and people that have strong 1 or sun energy, these are people that focus on their strengths in life. These tend to be people that are really, really, really good at one thing, and they're terrible at everything else. But 8s, these tend to be people that are hyper fixated on the things that they're bad at, because all the things that they're bad at are the things that cause them to suffer, and the things that hold them back in life. Because Saturn wants you to master every single aspect of yourself. And so 8s are perfectionists. And this is why they tend to have an extremely low self-esteem. But the only thing that's going to increase your confidence as a 26-8 are these stressful situations that you keep attracting into your life. And overcoming these stressful situations is going to cause you to grow in confidence. You're going to become more and more confident, because when you attract new situations in your life, you're going to be like, man, I've seen worse. I can handle it. But every time you rise to a new level of power, every time you overcome a situation, every time you climb a mountain and you feel that feeling of success and completion and accomplishment, understanding that feeling is temporary. And within no time, you're gonna go right back to feeling weak again. And so as an 8, you have to continuously set big goals for yourself that forces you to overcome all of your limitations. You have to continuously do this. You have to continuously climb mountains. Because if you don't choose mountains for yourself to climb, Saturn is going to naturally cause you to attract mountains to climb. And if you've been relaxing while you're waiting for that mountain, or that stressful situation to pop into your life, you may be too weak to overcome it. You may end up being a victim. And so 8 is somebody that they have to keep themselves battle ready or war ready. They have to keep themselves prepared for, 8s have to continuously prepare for disasters or difficult situations. And so you'll never get to enjoy the success that you're able to have, ever. But 26 8s, these people, because the 8 makes them relentless, because it gives them an insatiable desire for power, and the only way that 26 is going to get power is through channeling their emotions to serve others. 26s tend to do great acts of service, and they tend to want to do even better than what they did last time. And so a lot of them end up becoming extremely successful in life. Like, there's no limit to how high a 26 can climb, because they just have an insatiable desire for power. And because they're always going to want more and more, they just find themselves continuously channeling their emotions to serve others. And so let me give you some examples. Ariana Grande is a 26, Serena Williams is a 26, Lauryn Hill is a 26, Mother Teresa is a 26, John Wayne is a 26, Carl Jung is a 26, Marcus Aurelius, who was the emperor of Rome and the Stoic philosopher, is a 26, Ellen DeGeneres is a 26, Osama bin Laden is a 26, Shannon Sharp is a 26, Michael Vick is a 26, Malachi York is a 26, Duke Dennis is a 26, Erykah Badu is a 26, Dr. Sebi is a 26, Patrice Lumumba, who was the first prime minister of Congo and got assassinated, was a 26, Rich Piano is a 26, James Harden is a 26, Dwayne Johnson, who's the Rock, the wrestler and the actor, is a 26, and Andrew Carnegie, who's one of the richest Americans that ever lived, was also 26. And I'm a 26 myself. But yeah, 26s, we are achievers. But because it's an 8, it's a number of extremes. And so as an 8, your life is either going to be extremely fortunate or it's going to be extremely unfortunate. Or you may spend your life bouncing between both. Because it is common for 8s to be extremely rich, go broke, get rich again, go broke again, and just keep going back and forth. But once you figure out what keeps causing you to be imbalanced, and then you use that knowledge to then balance your life, you can learn how to be on the fortunate side and then deal with misfortunate situations in a wise, accordingly type of fashion. But yeah, that's all I have to say. To learn more about my numerology teachings, click the link in my profile bio and read my book, Supreme Mathematics. Or if you like reading, just book a session. You can also find that in the link in my profile bio. But have a great rest of your day.